What if I told you that every lie leaves a trace? Not always in words, not always in logic, but in the body. A person can rehearse a story. They can memorize details. They can prepare excuses. But controlling the unconscious signals of a human body? That's much harder. Because when someone lies, the brain enters conflict. One part is creating the false story. The other part is managing the fear of being exposed. And that internal pressure leaks out through body language. The body becomes a battlefield between truth and deception. And if you know what to look for, you can spot it. But first, understand this. No single gesture proves someone is lying. A crossed arm doesn't mean deception. A nervous smile doesn't equal guilt. Real detection comes from clusters of signals, multiple behaviors appearing together, especially when they break from a person's normal pattern. That's where the truth hides. Let's begin with the eyes. People often say liars avoid eye contact, but reality is more complicated. Some liars actually hold eye contact too long. Why? Because they know avoiding it looks suspicious. So they overcompensate. Instead of natural glances, they stare intensely, as if forcing honesty through their gaze. It feels unnatural, too steady, too deliberate. Truthful people blink, look away briefly, think, and return. Liars may either avoid eye contact or weaponize it. The key is not the direction of the eyes. It's the tension behind them. Now watch the mouth. One of the most common signs of deception is lip compression. The lips press tightly together after speaking. It's subtle, but powerful. This often signals emotional restraint, as if the person is holding something back. Another clue is touching the mouth, covering it, brushing the lips, rubbing near the face. These are unconscious blocking gestures, the body trying to suppress information, almost like a physical desire to stop words from escaping. Then comes the voice-body mismatch. A person says, "I'm fine," but their shoulders are tense. They say, "I'm telling the truth," while shaking their head no. This contradiction matters. When verbal and nonverbal signals conflict, the body usually reveals what words try to hide. The body speaks faster than the mouth, and it often speaks honestly. Now pay attention to timing. Truth usually flows. Lies often arrive with delays or unnatural speed. A liar may pause before answering simple questions. Why? Because they are constructing, not recalling. Truth comes from memory. Lies come from imagination. That extra mental work creates hesitation. But some liars go the opposite direction. They answer too quickly, almost instantly, as if they prepared for the question. Both extremes can reveal discomfort. Because natural conversation has rhythm, deception disrupts it. Another powerful indicator is self-soothing behavior. When people feel stress, they unconsciously try to calm themselves. Touching the neck, rubbing hands together, adjusting clothing, playing with jewelry, scratching the face. These actions reduce internal tension, and lying creates tension. The body seeks relief, especially around vulnerable areas like the throat and chest. Why? Because the nervous system is activated. Heart rate rises, breathing changes, muscles tighten, and the person instinctively tries to regulate that discomfort. That's why the neck is so revealing. A hand to the throat after a statement can be incredibly telling. Now observe posture. Deceptive individuals often become rigid, too still, too controlled. Why? Because movement feels risky, so they minimize it. But natural communication includes relaxed gestures, subtle shifts, casual expressions. Over-control can signal mental overload. On the other hand, some liars become unusually animated, using excessive gestures to appear convincing. Again, watch for what is different from baseline behavior. That word matters, baseline. To detect deception, you must know what normal looks like. Some people naturally fidget. Others naturally avoid eye contact. Without understanding their baseline, you misread signals. The truth is not in isolated gestures. It's in changes. A calm person suddenly becomes stiff. A confident speaker starts touching their face. A relaxed posture turns defensive. That shift is the clue. Now let's talk about feet, the most honest part of the body. Why? Because people rarely control them consciously. The feet often reveal hidden intentions. When someone wants to leave, their feet angle toward the exit. When uncomfortable, they may pull them inward. When defensive, they may tuck them under the chair. Feet tell you where the mind wants to go. And in deception, escape is often the hidden desire. So while the face performs, the feet confess. Another critical sign is inconsistency in emotional expression. A fake smile appears only in the mouth. A real smile involves the eyes. When emotions don't fully engage the face, something may be off. Also watch for delayed expressions. If someone reacts emotionally a second too late, it can signal performance rather than authenticity. Real emotion is immediate. Acted emotion arrives after thought, and that delay matters. Now here's the most important principle. Stress does not equal lying. A truthful person may show nervousness if they fear not being believed. An innocent person can appear guilty. That's why context is everything. You are not looking for anxiety. You're looking for strategic discomfort tied to specific topics. When behavior changes around certain questions, that's meaningful, especially if calm returns when the topic shifts. That pattern suggests emotional sensitivity. And emotional sensitivity often points toward concealed truth. But spotting a liar is not about accusation. It's about awareness. It's about reading the hidden conversation beneath words. Because deception is rarely perfect, and the body was never designed to lie smoothly. Words are crafted, bodies are revealed. So the next time someone speaks, don't just listen. Watch. Notice the pauses, the tightening jaw, the forced smile, the hand to the throat, the stillness that feels unnatural, the eyes that try too hard. Because truth and lies leave different footprints. And once you understand body language, you begin to see what others miss. Not because you became suspicious, but because you learned to observe. And in a world full of performance, observation is power. If this is opening your eyes, subscribe. We break down dark psychology and human behavior every week.